Here's Phil Hendry, 1-800-449-8686.
Well, what's the problem?
Well, Phil, the problem is that we are sick and tired of all of the news that's being reported by news-gathering organizations about the abductions and the kidnappings and the murders of young people. We really have had enough, Phil.
But that's the job of people who gather news.
Well, we are, that may be your job, but I think that I speak for everyone in your audience. We are just sick and tired of it. We're in the middle of a beautiful summer. We have our summertacular at Western Estates. The beaches are full. The campgrounds are sold out. And all we are hearing is kidnap, kidnap, kidnap. Enough is enough. And that is our message. And we started Enough is Enough to bring people together under a petition.
Well, tell me about Enough is Enough. This is the organization. You don't want the media reporting any more on these abductions.
We don't want any more of this news. We are really sick of it. We are so tired of listening to the news channels and the talk stations and the news stations, and this child was abducted, and that child was kidnapped, and this child has been kidnapped. It is wrong. Now, Enough is Enough was started by myself and Janice Greeley, who is a dear friend of mine. We have been involved in a lot of service organizations together. And I'll tell you how it started, Phil. We were at a day spa, and I remember where we were. We were about to go in for a mud wrap, and for some reason I just turned to her, and it just came out of her. I said, Janice, I've heard about some girls that were taken, and they were abducted by a man this week, and I said, oh, my God, not that again. And that's when we looked at each other, and we said, enough is enough. Now, Phil, we are...
So, wait a minute. To interrupt, your message is that you don't want to hear these stories anymore. This is breaking news. It's important to parents. People need to be informed on these things.
Oh, so you're telling us what we need to know. I just want to be clear about that.
No, we're not... I don't want to tell you what you need to know. I'm just telling you that it's news.
We have been, Phil, informed to death. We have had the details of these stories, these unfortunate children, the Elizabeth Smart situation, the two girls, the little girl in San Diego. We have had it shoved down our throats daily, and we're tired of it. Now, I'll tell you something, Phil. I'm a mother of 3 children. I get enough shoved down my throat each day, what with my husband and other duties that I have to perform. So,
all right, I understand from this press release that you are proposing a series of points on eliminating these stories about children abductions and kidnappings from the news.
Well, Enough is Enough, Phil. It has a press release out. We also have a theme song, which we think is peppy. It's a finger snapper, and it's something that is going to get women involved, because I think it starts with the women. And we're saying enough is enough. And my husband, Steve, is here. And let's show them, Steve. Go ahead.
It's a theme song.
All right, this is the... can you hear that, Phil?
I'm hearing...
Turn it up, Steve. Enough is enough. Yeah, that's what we're saying. We are so sick and tired of hearing news. I guess it's interesting to you, but I can tell you... You can turn it off, honey. You can turn it off. I guess it's interesting to you.
Is this not interesting to you as a mother when you hear about these children being abducted? Don't you want to know?
Can I articulate the 5 points that we have? Enough is enough, and we have sent out press releases to all of the television stations, to Jerry Dunphy over at the news station. Number 1, point 1 is, why do those of us who have teenage boys, okay, this is something to be very, very clear on. Why do those of us who have teenage boys have to listen to stories about girls being abducted? Oh. See, no one ever talks about that. And I just want to say it. Enough is enough.
Ms. Dooley, at the end of our interview, we can do the music and everything.
Turn it down. Mm-hmm.
I understand. What is your second point? Because I want to give our phone number out here. It's 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Bobby Dooley's with the Western States Parent Teachers Organization. She says they're sick and tired of hearing stories about abductions and kidnappings and murders and of children and this and that. Her organization, Enough is Enough, would like a news blackout so that we can concentrate on a beautiful summer. You said you got 5 points?
Yeah, the first point, Phil, is why do those of us with teenage boys have to hear about girls being abducted? Number two, why do we, in the middle of a beautiful summer, have to hear about these abductions? Why doesn't the news and the talk stations report positive stories? Julia Roberts and her new husband, Danny Moder. The story, that got buried by these abduction stories. We had beautiful weather for our Western Estates Yacht Club regatta. We placed first in the annual charity regatta. All the good news is buried. Number three, we are asking the news stations to stop immediately. And we're asking friends and neighbors that we see using news channels on television and radio to respectfully turn the dial to either music or the Lifetime channel, because there's wonderful programming there when you hear news of these abductions. Number four, if people do not turn the channel from news and talk to more suitable programming, then we feel it is our duty to remind you that negative thinking can lead to cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, uterine, melanoma, and lung cancer. You'll get cancer, and you should only get cancer if you concentrate on these negative stories. And number five...
Can I interrupt here for a minute?
Number five, Phil, just a moment. Why do we have to listen to the abduction of other people's children when we keep our children safe? Enough is enough.
I really need to have that down, okay?
But enough is enough that is our campaign. Now,
can I ask you a question? In the middle of all of this need for positivity, you're telling people they'll get cancer if they concentrate on negative things.
Phil, I was involved in a wonderful workshop last summer with Dr. Bhaktivedanta of the New Rhythm Institute. It was in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And what I learned was eye-opening. You can convince yourself of anything. For instance, I know that my sons will never be abducted and never kidnapped. You know why?
Why?
Because I don't believe they will. When my boys were young, I would leave them in overheated cars at amusement parks. Listen to this, Phil. This is very interesting.
My wife really did this, Danny.
Okay, you left your boys alone?
I left them in overheated cars. I left them alone. I let strangers take them for rides on on the rides at the park, and I never worried once.
Most mothers are crap and green bricks.
I never worried once because I thought positively, and because of Dr. Bhaktivedanta's Institute, my boys were never abducted. Explain why, Phil.
Ms. Dooley,
No, I would really like you and the other parents out there that are so addicted to these stories of abduction. Why were my boys never abducted, even though I purposefully left them in cars with the motor running while I would go into a liquor store, or I would purposefully leave them in their strollers while I went into the ladies' room?
You're lucky.
No,
you're lucky.
No, I don't believe that.
Well, I believe that. You were lucky, okay?
No. Positive thinking, belief that it won't happen, and it doesn't happen. This is what we're trying to tell everyone. That's why enough is enough. A full news blackout on these abduction stories. If you see one of your neighbors listening to these stories or watching it on television, you know what? Turn the channel. Enough is enough. Go ahead, Steve.
I don't think.
Go ahead. The left button.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Let's talk to Lindsay. Lindsay, hi. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Hi.
Yes.
I think that's an awful comment to make. I mean, these poor parents are out there looking for their children, and they use the media to help. And here you are saying that it's just because it isn't your children? That's ridiculous.
But you know what, Lindsay? It happens every day. There's a story. I don't mind the parents making an appeal. What I do mind is the constant, unending reporting of this. It gives us all a negative. Do you know how gorgeous this summer has been?
You know what? It doesn't matter. Think about these parents. They're not enjoying their summer because they got to worry about their kids being missing, and they can't find them.
Well, wait a minute.
That's a ridiculous comment.
Can I ask you a question? How is that the worry of a woman such as myself who keeps track of her children?
It is.
Come on.
It should be. What if that was one of your children?
We live in a. I'm agreeing with you, Lindsay. We live in a society where we have to take care of everybody.
Oh, I see. It takes a village.
Exactly.
Is that it? Oh, I see. So are you a liberal? Because that Hillary Clinton nonsense has gotten us into more trouble. You know, Lindsay, you're very young. You sound very young. How old are you?
I'm 23. And I have two beautiful godchildren, and I worry about them when they play outside. And you know what? If my neighbor's kids were missing, I would want everyone to know and help and search for them.
Lindsay, you
We have so many children out there that are playing in their front yards and get abducted.
But why do I have to pay for other parents' mistakes?
But and that comment that you made, that it's, you said something about children. You know that your children are going to be safe. You don't know that. Your children can go to school and not come back.
All right,
what, could you will it to happen?
Explain to me why I would leave my children in a car with the motor running while I went into a bar and sat and had drinks, and they were safe.
Did you do
Why would you do that? What kind of parent are you that you leave your child in a bar?
I'll tell you why, Lindsay, because I believe in mind over matter. If I don't mind, then it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's
so. In other words, you don't agree with that?
No, I would never leave any. I don't even leave my godchildren in the car while I go in to Stewart's and get a cup of coffee at a gas station. I wouldn't even leave them in the car, but you're going to leave them so you can go and get loaded at a bar?
Because you don't believe. I believe my sons will be safe, therefore they are. And that is mind over matter. That's what Dr. Bhaktivedanta taught me. Otherwise, Lindsay, you are on the fast track to breast cancer. And I don't want to see that happen to you.
I'm going to get breast cancer because I worry about children?
Because
that is ridiculous.
No, because
whoever told you that is just out of their mind.
Because your life is full of worry. Because your life is full of stress. Because all it is for you is one day after the next, who will brutally murder my child with a fire axe? Who will drag my child behind a car? This is horrible. Horrible. Think positive, Lindsay. Look at those two beautiful godchildren and say, you're going to be safe. I could leave you in the middle of the ghetto. I could leave you with a sign around your neck that says, I don't like blacks. And nothing will happen.
Oh, come on.
This is
you gotta be.
I believe in positive thinking, Phil.
Well, you know what? God bless you if you believe in positive thinking. You know, there's an old saying, God helps those who help themselves.
No. I'm sorry.
And if you don't help protect your children, he's not going to help you.
There is really no God. There is only man, and man is the one who makes miracles.
Well, speak for yourself, okay?
Exactly.
Lindsay,
exactly. And I'm sorry you have to deal with people like this.
Lindsay,
this is ridiculous.
Lindsay, listen to this. Go ahead, Steve. Well, what we're trying to do is to give you a positive view instead of sitting there worrying like a frump.
I feel good about myself that I care and I have some integrity about myself.
I
mean, that would make, what kind of person would I be if I didn't care or want to help?
Would you do
then I wouldn't have any purpose here.
Would you do something for me? Would you do just one thing for me, Lindsay?
What is that?
I'm really worried. I'd like you to get in the shower and check for any lumps. Because
what, she's all of a sudden got breast cancer because she's worried about the safety of her children?
She sounds stressed, that's all. She just sounds stressed.
But
do you do a mammogram once a year?
Yeah, and I just went for mine, and I am fine. I just went for mine Tuesday, and I am fine. So apparently that theory is not correct.
No, was it all before the abductions? See,
I don't have breast cancer, lady. This is not the point. The point of it is that you're saying that nobody should care about these kids who are abducted. Why don't we have the people who are abducting these kids to stop instead of the media?
Well, this is
why don't we get that message that people shouldn't take other people's children?
Let's talk about the causes of these problems.
Well, I think the cause of these problems, Phil, is the negative thinking. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something bold. I know, Lindsay, you may not approve, but I want you to think about what's behind my motivation. It is purely positive. Steve, come here, darling. My husband Steve's here.
Yeah.
Check me for lumps. Go ahead.
Okay, so what is your husband doing now?
Lump free.
I don't have any.
Neither do I, and I worry about these kids every day. So
Lindsay,
what point is that?
All right, Lindsay, thank you for your call. I have to ask Miss Dooley to stop with the music, okay?
Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.
1-800-449-8686 is the number on the Phil Henry Show. Bobby and Steve Dooley with us. They have formed an organization called Enough is Enough. They're a couple from the San Fernando Valley who they say they're, quote, sick and tired of all the negative reporting about abductions, kidnappings, and murders of children, and they want a news blackout, even to the point where they want people if they hear other people listening to news stations or TV stations to go over and turn the channel. They say their organization called Enough is Enough. They have a 5-point program, one of which is if you continue to worry about these things, you'll get breast cancer. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show.
1-800-449-8686. And now more on The Phil Hendry Show.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bobby Dooley with Enough is Enough. We are sick and tired of being inundated with all of this negative news about children abductions, children murders, and the like. Join Enough is Enough. Don't listen to this garbage on the radio. Turn it to something positive. We recommend either a music channel or the Lifetime TV channel, which has a great many wonderful programs on it.
All right. So that was what you wanted to say.
Well, I wanted to say that, Phil, before. It's an unending stream of negativity on your program today, and I wanted to get out some positive things.
Well, negativity, you're talking about a 5-point plan. If people continue to worry about their kids getting kidnapped, they're going to get breast cancer, uterine cancer. You mentioned breast cancer, uterine cancer, melanoma, and lung cancer.
That is correct, yes.
All right, let's go to Jack on the Phil Hendry Show. Jack, go ahead.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
I'm calling from Connecticut. I just happened to catch your show for the first time, and there is something wrong with that lady. I work in mental health. I've been working in mental health for 17 years. She needs help, and I tell you something. If she was from the state of Connecticut, they would actually take her children away. They don't play that. You know, she left them in a car.
What are they going to take my children away?
Excuse me.
That's when they were infants.
Excuse me.
We're saying enough is enough.
All right, go ahead, Jack, but turn your radio down.
Okay.
Turn the radio down.
Okay. To say stuff like that is absolutely ridiculous. And, you talk about, being positive. If you're positive, you wouldn't be leaving your kids to go drink in a place, that doesn't make any sense at all. And then to say to the lady she's going to get breast cancer because she's worried about kids, you need a checkup from the neck up. I'm serious. Your husband said, you're talking about people checking for lumps. You need to have your husband check your brain out. He needs to take you, and actually if he's married to you and he feels the same way, you both need to go and get some help because there's something wrong with that.
Well, you haven't said what's wrong. You haven't said what's wrong. You've been insulting me, but you haven't said what's wrong.
Excuse
me.
You know what?
Then, Jack, as a mental health worker, you probably help those wackos, you see, by telling them about positive thinking.
Shush.
Don't tell me to shush.
Shush.
All right, Jack.
Wow,
Jack. Hey, Jack. You don't let anybody talk either, though. Okay. I mean, you came on and
I've been listening to her for the last half an hour.
Excuse me.
All right, don't be a child, all right? Go ahead, Jack.
Okay.
Go ahead.
For her to say, whatever one's beliefs are is one's beliefs, right?
Turn it down, Steve.
And you can't change that. But the thing is, right? To say that someone's going to get breast cancer and stuff like that, there is definitely something wrong with that. Come on.
Wait a minute. You know that negative thinking can influence disease.
Ma'am.
You know it can. Negative thinking.
All I've been doing is letting you listen. I've been listening to you. That's why I thought.
But I tell you what, Jack, go ahead. Hold on. We'll get to you. Why don't you let these people talk?
Phil, here's what I've got to say.
Oh, shut up with that. 1-800-449-8686. Bobby Dooley and Steve Dooley. They don't want to hear any more negative news about abductions of children because they take care of their kids. In fact, why do they have to hear about abducted girls when they have boys who have never been abducted? 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show.
One 1-800-449-8686. The Phil Hendry Show is back.
Pardon me, I'm just doing some housekeeping. Hold on. Bobby and Steve Dooley are with us. They are with the Western States Homeowners Association, and they have a 5-point program that they have released to the media with an organization called Enough is Enough. They don't want any more news reports of child abductions. And one of the things that you say in here that I find perhaps the most odious, Ms. Dooley, if I may, is that because you keep your children safe, why do you have to hear about other people?
And why do you find that odious?
Because, as I said, aren't we a little bit responsible in this society for other people?
Our kids are boys, they're not girls.
Yeah, we have boys. We don't have girls. Girls are the ones that are getting abducted, and we're saying enough is enough. Now, I don't have breast cancer. I don't have ovarian cancer. I've just been checked for uterine cancer. The reason is because I'm not concentrating on negative things. And I will tell you...
All right, so you don't have cancer because you're not concentrating on negative things, so you're not going to develop a lump someplace. And I understand you have a tape?
Phil, what we do have a tape here. Well, I can play that later.
All right, and this is a tape of what?
This is a tape of one of the points of our program being articulated.
All right, let me go to a phone call here, and then we'll hear that. Mike, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Yeah, with all due respect, lady, I support your right to express your opinion, but by no way are you permitted to censor what I hear, read, or see via the news media.
I think it's...
You're violating the Constitution. I want to hear what's going on in my community.
Do you want to develop... do you want testicular cancer?
Lady, you're entitled to your opinion, okay?
You
and
don't
I'm
know.
entitled to mine. And I will defend to the death your right to voice your opinion.
I
but don't
appreciate
invoke your views on me, society, or even attempt to censor any type of news media.
I wouldn't do it, but the time has come.
The time has come for what? To abandon the Constitution and all get behind you?
The time has come for people like you to stop wallowing in all of this negativity about abducted children.
Lady,
go to the beach.
Your kids are fine. You're fine. You don't have cancer or anything. God bless you, okay? But please, do not try to invoke your views or your view of what the news media should or should not broadcast on me or the rest of society. If I want to change the channel, I will. If you want to change the channel, you and your friends don't want to listen to this stuff, great. Don't ever reach over to my television, radio, or take a newspaper out of my hand. Okay? I spent the better part of my life, along with a lot of other Americans, defending the First Amendment. Lady, you're not going to take it away from me, and neither are your friends or your group.
If you want to get a lump on your testicle.
Who is that, Mr. Dooley?
That's
God bless you for being able to do what the medical community hasn't been able to do for 50 years. You found the cure for cancer. The heck with enough is enough. You guys should open up a clinic and start treating patients. I mean, for God's sakes, you're entitled to your reviews, but keep them to yourself. If you want to broadcast them, fine.
You know, Mike,
I can switch the radio station just like anybody else. But don't even attempt to invoke or to put upon your views upon me or the rest of society.
But, Mike,
we want to know what happens.
I'm hearing a lot of stress.
We want to put pressure on our legislator. We want to support our schools and our police.
So you can sit
stop
there
these things
and be worried about it, and the next thing you know...
Lady, I got news for you. There are bad people in this world. Being an ostrich and sticking your head in the sand are not going to make the bad people go away. You've got to be aware of them. You've got to take them out of society when you can, or try to rehabilitate them when it's possible.
Well, I think, Mike, you're making a good point. What is this?
Ignoring them is not going to make them go away.
Hang on the line, Mike. What is the tape?
Well, I don't know that Steve was taping it, but he checked. I'll just go ahead and let Steve play the tape, Steve.
What are we hearing?
I don't know. That's. Forgive me. That is recording.
Mike, do you know what that is?
The kitchen wood shop, and this is the recording of it? I don't know. What?
I don't know what that is.
Sounds like
I understand. Noises. What is it? I understand. That's what? That's you and your husband making love. Is that it?
Yes.
And
that's what?
Ms. Dooley and her husband making love. And what was the purpose of us hearing that?
It was the uterine check for cancer.
And you wanted to play a tape recording of your bed... Jeez.
Lady, you got issues, man. You got issues. Thank God nothing ever happened to you or your kids. Thank God. But...
if you listen to this, check your berries.
Look, this guy doesn't have cancer. I don't have cancer. You guys don't have cancer. You think that by turning the radio off of negative news...
Why don't you reach down and check his berries?
God bless the First Amendment that you can come on the radio and make these statements. And for those that don't want to hear it, they can change the channel.
You know what I find tragic is that I'm going to have to go to your house or wherever you live and turn the radio off, and you're never really going to understand why I did it.
Well, that is tragic, because you're going to be doing time. You violate my constitutional rights, lady, you're going down. Okay? It's that simple.
What am I going to go to jail for? Turning the station to a better station? I don't understand.
You can't invoke your opinions on me. They're your opinions. And I'll defend to the death your right to make a choice. You can do or watch or say whatever you want, and you can get a band of people together that believe the same things you do. But don't ever invoke it on the rest of society when they don't want it. I've heard your message. I listened attentively.
I believe that nothing bad can happen.
I choose
my mind
not to follow it.
My mind is strong. Nothing bad will happen. And Mike, hopefully, I will be your Meals on Wheels lady when your berries are so full of cancer you can't get out of it.
So full of cancer you can't get out of bed. Oh, wait a minute, I just said it.
Ah, you said it, ha-ha.
All right, I said it. 1-800-449-8686. We're talking to Bobby and Steve Dooley, and they are talking to us about Enough is Enough.
That was...
I know what that was.
I'm cancer-free.
Oh, turn it off!
Turn it off, Steve.
All right, you're cancer-free. Good for you. And negative thinking is going to give you cancer. The gentleman just said there's no medical proof to that. And sticking your head in the sand...
It is not sticking our head in the sand, Phil. It's simply saying it's a beautiful summer. There's lots of beach and campgrounds. And our summertacular is going wonderful. Janice Greeley has done some amazing things. Do you know what she's done, Phil? Janice has made... It's really wonderful. And this is what I mean about thinking positive. She's made slide whistles out of tampon holders.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that great?
Turn that crap off. Slide whistles.
Greg Kinnear and Gary Shandling are...
Yeah, I know. They're judging it. Jesus. Woman is a psycho case beyond reproach.
You better turn it off, Steve. He's getting pissed.
Hey, I don't stick my head in the sand. I stick it in the forest.
1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show.
Troubling news indeed. My people are leaving this place soon. We are going to break through the scourge lines to get to our capital, Isimist, in the Dragonblight. But before we do that, we must deal with what the gnomes in their insanity have wrought. From what you describe, the creatures of metal should be easy to deal with. But first, you must master the storm. Behind me in the lodge is a totem. When you are ready, focus your will upon it and the storm will come. You must defeat the storm and in so doing take its essence into yourself. If others are there, it is enough that you all work together to defeat it. Return to me after.
Phil Hendry, 1-800-449-8686.
In the preceding bit, the voice of Bobby Dooley and Steve Dooley was performed by me. It was also me, of course, doing my own voice, and the people calling in thought they were real guys. And that's kind of the one of the things we do in this show. Here's a letter, in fact, an email from a listener in Eugene, Oregon. I'm listening to the Thursday broadcast, and Phil is talking to a teen model scout, and this guy is nothing less than a pervert, and his actions are also nothing short of stalking, invasion of privacy. If this guy is for real, the idea he has that just because he can write a check, quote, with a lot of zeros, end quote, should in no way give him the right to, quote, grab a ladder out of their garage, end quote, and peek in the second-story window of a teenage girl's room. I'm sure this is not the ethical way to scout for any model, much less a teen model. Signed, Sean in Eugene. Let's hear a little bit of that from you.
100-449-8686. The Phil Hendry Show is back.
By the way, hold the phone here, Mark. I want to do something different. I did the voice there of Vernon Dozier in the preceding bit. You know what? I think it's about time, and I've never done this. I've done it at other radio stations in other periods of my life, but I don't think I've ever done it since our show has been national. And explain why do I do those funny voices? Why? What's the point? What's the point? It's funny. It's entertaining for me to pretend like I'm somebody and then to hear people call in and interact with this made-up person as if he's real. It's funny, but why do I do it? Well, to be funny, number one, but there's also one other reason. And I've never really sat down and told people, so what the hell is the point of this, Phil? Because a lot of people in the business, in the radio business, think it's a gimmick. You know, they don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it because they can't do it. Because they don't understand that it's theater and that there's a point to it. And the point is this. Most of talk radio features phone callers who call all the time. They're what we call chronic. Chronic callers are people that call all the talk shows all the time. There's only a very small percentage of them. And they're not very genuine calls. Most of the emotion that you hear expressed on your average talk show is phony. It's not real. It's done for the benefit of the host, and it's done to, so people, they love to hear themselves talk. And there's nothing wrong with loving to hear yourself talk. I, for instance, love to hear myself talk, but I think I'm interesting, as opposed to some people who love to hear themselves talk, and they're not interesting. So I do it because I like to point up the insincerity and the essential, what's the word for, mendacity is what I'm looking for, of media. In other words, people look for truth in the media. It's not there. It's not there. You look for truth when you listen to the radio. You look for truth when you watch television. There may be a truth, but you are not going to find the truth. You may find a truth like, hey, those callers are really stupid calling Phil's made-up voices. All right. Well, are they stupid? No. They're very myopic. They're people who hear what they want to hear, and they have an opinion that is so important to them that they sort of shut the world out, and they don't really know what's happening to them. But it's not just regular people. We've done it to Larry King. We've done it to all kinds of people. Larry King is probably the easiest of all because he's such an ego case. He thinks he's the greatest thing that ever hit the planet, so naturally he wouldn't know that a made-up voice was talking to him. We'd probably be able to do it with Michael Moore. But what we really try to do is show you the essential baloney that resides within that little box called the radio and that little box called the television and frankly, up there on that big screen called the movie screen. The only truth is what you find through your own experience in life, and that means people-to-people contact, not what you hear on the radio, see on the TV, or see in the movie theater. You may find certain things true about the experience, but you won't find the truth unless you get away from those three things. There. However, you must listen for one more hour. This is the Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686.
Henry, 1-800-449-8686.
Rudy Canosa joins us from Jetem, which is his lingerie store on Ventura Boulevard. All right, you're originally from South America, but you talk to your customers about this immigrant issue vis-a-vis President Bush and President Fox, that President Bush is going to legitimize the migrants.
That is correct.
In the United States.
And, I lost the sale the other day, Phil, in my store because a woman I was helping made a statement. We were talking politics, and I like to talk politics, especially with women, because they are sometimes so delightfully innocent. And she said, the Mexican people should be grateful to America because Americans have built such a wealthy country. And I should not have done it, but I couldn't help myself. I burst out laughing.
You started laughing?
Yes, that's such a stupid and naive statement. But as an immigrant businessman, I feel it's my duty to help educate people, as Vicente Fox has finally educated this guy Bush.
Why did you laugh, and what did you mean Fox educated Bush?
Well, it's not difficult to see. America is a wealthy country today because of the millions of Mexican immigrants who work here. But the Mexicans are better off because of America. The Mexican worker, it's not the Mexicans who are better off. The Mexican worker comes here, takes care of the baby that the white woman doesn't want to take care of, cleans the home that the white woman does not know how to clean, picks the vegetables for the white farmer who does not have a clue as to how to pick a vegetable or harvest.
Well, I'm not disagreeing that immigrants have been a very big part of America, sure.
Well, that's something else that I want to mention. You say immigrants. This misnomer that Italian immigrants, Irish immigrants, Russian immigrants had an equal hand in building America, which I'm glad to educate you is not true. The Mexican immigrant has been the single most important immigrant in America. He has done more work, all kinds of work, than any other immigrant. Let's remember that Mexico knows America very well, since a very large portion of it used to be about Mexico.
All right. Okay, we can argue this, Rudy. You know, you're telling a woman, you burst out laughing at a woman in your store today when she said that the Mexican workers here should be grateful they're in America.
Well, I did. I should not have done it. It's not professional. But I couldn't help but laugh at this woman who says, you know, like so many of the women who come to my store, oh, the Mexican is. I laughed at her. I said, you are. And I'm thinking to myself, she's very beautiful. She's a young lady who comes to my store a lot. But I'm thinking, wait. You're kind of stupid. It's just a stupid little cow to say this because she's
a stupid cow.
Well, look. I love to look at the women and to laugh with them and to talk business with them. And they come out the lingerie and I'll say you look lovely. And there's a Latin kind of a Latin habit the men have when they say a beautiful woman. They say la 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 la. You know, to let her know she's beautiful. And so this is the level that I speak to the women on. But when they begin to tell me about Mexican politics, or if they try to tell me about Latin American politics, especially when it has to do with the immigrant situation, I have to laugh at this. I have to laugh. She's like a cow, you know. She's like
all right. In your country, you may refer to women as pigs and cows, right?
Well, no, you are not understanding the context.
Well, it's hard for me to hear you say that the woman was like a stupid pig, and not think it's negative.
It's not negative from the standpoint. We use it in a completely different context.
All right, so I'm not understanding it in terms of culture.
Not understanding in terms of culture, not understanding in terms of the grasp of the situation. It's not to say this is a bad person, but her grasp of a political conversation that we were having was as good as a cow might have, but it's not to say she's stupid, but she does not have a grasp of the situation.
All right, so the women come into your store, and but let's get on the broader picture of the issue of immigration. You're saying that Vicente Fox talked to Bush and set him straight.
I think it was just a matter of saying to Bush, look, let me explain to you the Mexican immigrant. You take him out of the mix in America, you don't have a country. You know, Vicente Fox is a good deal taller than Bush, and you can well imagine what happened. He probably walked up to Bush when they were finally meeting. Most probably put a finger in his chest and said, in no uncertain terms, this is the president of Mexico talking. You are going to legitimize the millions of Mexicans currently in America, or you're going to suffer the consequence of an open border, which no American wants.
And an American border being that we're just virtually, we cannot check the immigration.
We'll not be able to check the immigration. It's just a matter of saying the word, if you will. It's not that Vicente Fox would do that, but all you have to say is, you know what, we did our best. The Americans, and again, this is the context I use. The Americans are like pigs. They're like cows. They don't understand. And the border becomes open.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. You really think that Vicente Fox put his finger in President Bush's chest and said, this is how it's going to be?
I think that President Bush had no choice but to accept Vicente Fox's demand.
Well, it's hard to imagine you believing that America's success is entirely due to the Mexican immigrant, though. We have had hundreds of years... Let me finish here for a minute. Hundreds of years of a variety of different immigrants. I know you said the Mexican immigrant is the most important. We have had native-born people...
Let me tell you, so can I interrupt? I see these women every day coming into my shop to buy some piece of lingerie. And while there is a baby at home crying, here is this cow trying on the lingerie.
And for the benefit of our audience, when you say cow, you mean she doesn't have a grasp of politics?
No, it's not to say she's a bad woman.
No, I know that, but when you say a woman is a cow...
she has the political grasp of the cow, yes. So this cow is in my store to buy her lingerie, to buy some garter belt to wear for a boyfriend or a man, maybe a boyfriend even though she's married to another man. I don't know what the cow wants to do, but she's in my home, she's in my store, and at home is her baby crying for its milk. Unless there is a nanny there, and that is a Mexican nanny taking care of the cow's child. I see this every day in my store. It is difficult for me, Phil, because I love my customers, but sometimes I can't help but think of them as these pigs who let the Mexicans pick the celery and the tomatoes and the cucumbers, that they will have them, that they will then have their Mexican cook up for them. After the Mexican cleaning woman cleaned their house, and the Mexican nanny picked the child up from school, well, the pig, this cow is here trying on her garter belt for the filth that she will engage in later on. And
what do you mean filth?
Well, I don't mean that, but her sexual practices, which are none of my business. And again, these women that come out to the store, to let them know that they are attractive, even though in my mind, many of them are cows for what they do.
All right, 1-800-449-8686, the number here on the Phil Hendry Show. We're talking with Rudy Canosa, who owns Je T'aime Lingerie in Sherman Oaks. You're calling American... Basically what you're saying is America is nowhere without the Mexican immigrant because they do so much of our work.
Yeah, because they do so much of the work. They do almost all of the vital farm work is done by Mexican immigrants. All of the service work in the restaurants is done by Mexican immigrants. All of where they work for day labor is done by Mexican immigrants. In the horse racing industries, and so much is done by Mexicans. It's just funny to hear American women think that it is the Americans who helped the Mexicans, when it is the Mexicans who built this country, who taught American women how to be a mother, who taught...
That is, to me, is hyperbole.
No, they taught American women how to be... They taught the American farmer how to recognize a vegetable. The other American farmers are walking through the... out there looking as... what is this, celery? Or what, and so the Mexican has to tell him.
You're telling... This is hyperbole. You're telling me American farmers wouldn't know celery?
They have a Mexican to take. How come you see... Jose, what is this? Senor, that is a radish. Thank you. These pigs don't know what So Bush, again, knew what he had to do. Sit down with the president of Mexico. Keep his mouth shut. And let Vicente Fox say to him, you, little man, you will...
I don't think one leader of a country talks to another that way.
I'm speaking figuratively.
Okay.
But you will open the borders. You will let the Mexican in. Or there will be an open border.
All right. That's the story from at least one immigrant businessman, Rudy Canosa, operating Je T'aime here on Ventura Boulevard. Bush has allowed the legitimization of Mexican immigrants because he had no choice. He was told he had to by Fox, and frankly, America wouldn't be anything. Americans wouldn't know how to pick vegetables or take care of their own kids were it not for Mexican immigrants. 1-800-449-8686 to weigh in tonight on the Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686.
The Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. Won't float without pontoons. 1-800-449-8686. The Phil Hendry Show is back.
Excuse me. I'm coughing. It's really not a cold. It's an allergy. Anyway, Rudy Canosa is with me. You've been dealing with this cold, Rudy?
We had It's around the store, and some of the people that work for me have had it. I've always had problems with allergies, but I think the worst is over for us.
All right, we're talking about the immigrant issue, as it was discussed by President Fox and President Bush. You're an immigrant yourself, Mr. Canosa. You feel that the Mexican immigrant does such vital work here in America that Fox pretty much dictated to Bush what was going to happen.
Absolutely, yes. Because Bush is going to have to know which side, to use the term that you use a lot, which side of the bread the butter is on. The Mexicans are here to stay. You will never get the Mexican out. He's doing the work today that Americans, as I say, in a pig-like way, will not do. The cow that comes to my store, the way that...
Why again, the American woman referred to as a cow...
This is not negative. What I'm saying again, Philly, she is not educated politically. If an American woman tries to speak politics with me, Rudy must laugh. I look at her and she says, Rudy, I want to speak politics. I will look at her and I say, you're too beautiful to speak politics. And I will go, la, 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 la. And I say, put on the lingerie. And just be the cow that you are, because you know you have a child at home that a Mexican is taking care of. You know you're going to feed a salad tonight to your husband that a Mexican picked. You know that perhaps your daughter will come home tonight after a Mexican has had his hands on your daughter. You don't know. Be a cow. But if you must be a cow that recognizes which pasture you are in. And this is the point that Rudy makes.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Vicente Fox told Bush, open up the borders, let the Mexicans in, and Bush has no choice but to say yes. Here is George. George, go ahead. You're on the line with Rudy Canosa.
Rudy Canosa.
Yes, sir. How are you today?
I'm from Pennsylvania. Where do you get off calling the American woman a cow?
But it's not the negative.
Hold it.
It's not the negative. It is a positive. It is a positive. It is a positive.
Just a minute. I'm a little older than you. I'm a veteran out of World War II. So don't set that stuff in the American tone. Also, don't you down the American president.
We are lovers. We are not
You are lovers. That's exactly. Well, why don't you go back to Mexico and while all them cows and pigs down there?
I would love to do that, but the American people need their help.
Why don't
need
you
Mexicans.
do it?
No, we can't. If we leave, you won't know what to do. Americans do not know what to do without the Mexican. No.
Listen, Rudy, listen to me. Listen to me.
The American doesn't know what to do without the Mexican taking care of their child.
Where the hell what planet did you come off of? What planet did you come off of?
I come from the planet Earth, the same way I presume that you come from.
What Earth? You mean the
what
dirt
planet
Earth
are you from? You are an old man.
I'm an old man. Hey,
Time
Sonny.
is passing you by.
Listen.
The American woman is a pig, not because she is fat, but because she does not know how to raise her baby without the
You
Mexican
are
baby.
out of your mind.
And the Mexican...
You are out of your mind.
Do you eat lettuce?
Hey, listen.
Do you eat
I eat lettuce and I plant it and I done everything with it.
No.
Let me tell you something, my friend.
Lettuce and the romaine lettuce.
Will you let somebody else say something?
Rudy, go ahead. Let George talk, Rudy, and then we'll hear your comment.
But the man's not made any sense.
What do you mean I haven't made any sense?
You've been blathering on like an old man.
What do you mean? You're the guy who keeps blathering.
I think you had a brain problem there.
Brain?
World War
Bubblehead?
Did you get
I have a college degree. What do you have?
Did you get shot in the head by a German in World War II?
I wish you would come in here over to Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'd shoot you in the head. I'd work you over in the ring, my dear friend.
You are like a pig. You can't talk. You must threaten. You must threaten people.
All right, look, is anybody here... Hold on. This is Phil. You guys have got to start making sense, or we got to move on here. You're both threatening each other.
This pig is going up and
I just want to let him know.
Hold on. Go ahead,
The
George.
American that made this country was a European white American, for your information. And you can bank on that, and you can talk to Michael Savage about that. And he'll tell you who built this country.
Michael Savage would put his own people in a boxcar to Auschwitz. You know that as well as I do.
That's the way you people should come into this country in a boxcar.
I believe that Michael Savage would have put his own people in a boxcar to Auschwitz. But, George, if it wasn't for the Mexican, you would not know the difference between celery and a branch
I
from
don't
a fir
know
tree.
them here. I don't see many of them here in Pennsylvania.
You would be brushing your teeth with a fir tree branch were it not for the Mexican.
Brushing my teeth.
All right, hold on. Can we agree on this,
hey,
gentlemen?
look, the good Mexicans don't want people like you.
Can we agree on this, that the Mexican immigrant picks lettuce?
Well, George doesn't believe it because he reads fairy tales. He thinks
I got news for you.
He does not even read a newspaper.
I picked on it. I worked in cesspools. Did you ever work in a cesspool?
If it's a good job for you.
Oh, it's a good job for you.
Yeah, okay, look. All right, thanks a lot.
You are nothing but a pig. You see? A pig who talks about the Mexican. If you were in front of me right now, I would slap your face.
You'd slap my face? You could try, my friend.
My friend.
You could try.
For insulting the Mexican people the way you...
No, wait a minute, Rudy. You've insulted the American people. The women are cows. The women are pigs. They can't take care of their babies. You know,
the Mexican today is in America taking care of the American baby. And do you know why? Because the pig is in my store trying on my lingerie.
Hey.
George, do you have children?
Yes, I have 5 of them.
Who raised them?
Yeah? Who? My wife. My wife raised them.
That's a lie.
I come from a family of 12.
That's a lie.
Don't call the man a liar. You don't know whether he's lying.
My grandfather come from Europe. He had 11 children of his own. Now, don't you
Today,
tell me
the
I'm a
Mexican
liar.
immigrant runs everything. The Russian immigrant, he does not know a thing.
Look, the European
All right, George,
immigrant-
thank you. I got to take a break. 1-800-449-8686. Let's go to Gina, because Gina's of Hispanic ancestry. Correct, Gina?
Yes, that's correct.
Go right ahead, ma'am.
First of all, I want to tell you that I'm very educated, articulate, and I'm calling, and I have a lot of respect.
Of course,
so
you're a Latin woman.
I would appreciate being shown the same respect by being allowed to speak my opinion and my piece and not being interrupted the way the gentleman prior to me was interrupted. And
Of course, I would love to let you,
okay?
because you're a Mexican woman, I will let you.
Thank you. Please show me the same respect, okay, please?
Of course I will.
Okay, thank you very much. And again, people don't always agree, but people don't always have to agree, okay?
Right, good point. Can I ask the caller, though? I want to ask Rudy, what is that foghorn?
That is, it's like a door chime here in the store. When we've had to have some customers come in. I'm sorry.
All right. Go ahead, Gina.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, I am of Mexican heritage. My ancestors on my father's side, are all of Hispanic heritage.
Is this going to take
on my
long,
mother's
Gina?
side, yes.
Would you continue, Gina? Go ahead. Please, Rudy.
I didn't know if she was going to start giving a resume. I want to speak politics, okay?
Okay.
You know,
so my thought, you know, I don't believe for 1 minute that
you're not a pig because you're Mexican. You are beautiful. And
I do not believe for 1 minute that the American people would not be where they are if it was not for the Mexican person. I was not raised by a babysitter. I was not grown up being taught that you need to be raised by Mexican people. I've learned everything I've learned through American people. My father fought in the war here. My brothers served in the war here. I don't believe for 1 minute that President Bush was ordered to do what he did.
But you know,
I'm not in love. I'm not in love with President Bush.
But you know, Gina, that Vicente Fox is a man. He's macho. He's most macho. And he says to him, listen, you little piece of... I would have loved to have been there. Do you know the difference between celery and a fir tree branch? Yes, you do. You know why? Because you're Mexican.
I did not call.
All right, hold on, Gene. I got to take a break here. 1-800... I'm awfully sorry to the caller, but I got a break. 1-800-449...
Let me tell you about...
Shut up, please, sir. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Rudy Canosa talking about Vicente Fox ordering President Bush to legitimize Mexican immigrants in America. True or false? The Phil Henry Show.
1-800-449-8686. The world-famous Phil Henry Show.
Coming up on our show, Justin McElroy, who is a high school senior, writes for his high school newspaper. He got his article banned from the student paper. It was called... Well, the article's called Just Be a Mom, Not a Piece of Ass. It's a really controversial thing for a high school student to write. Right now we have Rudy Canosa on the line with us from Los Angeles. He is talking with us about the Mexican immigrant status in this country being the product of basically Vicente Fox telling Bush this is how it's going to be, and that the American people would be nowhere as a country without Mexican immigrants. And thank you, Rudy, for hanging on.
And the other point I want to make, Phil, is you asked me about these the door chime here at our store here, we have a joke that we play on some of our customers that they come. The women are a little bit heavy. We will play this foghorn to let our staff know, this is a lady going to need some extra help. That's all. So when you hear that, please forgive me.
So you're hitting a foghorn for overweight customers?
Yes, it's a joke. As a way of saying, and here comes a lady. Yes. Over to the second hand, yes. It's a way to say to them, you know, welcome, and you're going to need. We will give you extra assistance.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Roxanne, hi, you're on the Phil Hendry Show with Rudy Canosa. Roxanne?
Yes.
Go ahead. Yes.
I'm wondering, you said that America owes all of its wealth and everything to the Mexican immigrant.
Yes, of course.
Why haven't the Mexicans been able to make their own country a first world nation?
Well, we have, because America is part of Mexico in a way. If you look at California.
Okay, but the part that's not Mexico, is a third world country.
The fifth largest economy in the world is California. This has been made by the Mexican people.
Well, what about Mexico?
So Mexico is doing great, but it needs to have more.
Then why are the people coming here?
Because there's lots of money to be made.
Why aren't they making money in Mexico?
Well, because this is the place to be.
Because Vicente Fox is offering economic opportunity.
Well, the point is, Roxanne, if you knew how to take care of your children, we wouldn't have to be here. And as long as we are here, we can take care of the children that the American women don't know how to take care of. We can mow the lawns they don't know how to mow. We can pick the fruit that they don't know how to pick. The American people are wonderful people, but bright they ain't. But they need...
Well, to say that we're stupid...
Well, I'm not saying that Americans are stupid, but they need help. If you have to go down to Mexico to find someone to take care of your child because the pig is here picking out lingerie for some disgusting sexual act that she will do with perhaps a man who is her husband, perhaps a man who is not, then I would say the cow needs to be enlightened. Until the Mexican came to America, the farmer thought the American mother didn't know her nipple was for to feed the baby. She thought it was for something for the man to play with.
Oh, that is absurd.
But if you think about it, why are there so many Mexicans taking care of American children? The American women don't know. And thank God that the people... Look at that. See that?
Now, every time I hear that foghorn, there's a fat woman coming in the store?
Yes, sir. It's a joke we play around this time. Look at that. Because of the time, this time of year, so much food people are eating.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Francisco, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Yes, I'd like to speak with Rudy, please. Hey, Rudy.
Yes, sir.
I think, I'm a Mexican, but I think you're an idiot. You know why? Because the way you speak.
Oh, really?
You went to college, right?
Yes, I went to school. Did you?
Okay, why don't you have a good education and let the older man, when he was speaking to you...
Listen to me.
I'm talking to me.
I'm talking to an idiot.
I don't have to listen to you.
But I am more educated than you, my friend. I know this country better than you.
Would you let me talk?
I have kicked
let me talk?
Yeah, let Francisco talk, and then you can.
Let me talk.
But this man picks
and then you talk.
You're a lettuce picker. You're going to
let
me talk first, and then you talk.
Go ahead,
okay?
sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I think you're an idiot. You know why? You know why?
Are you letting me talk now?
You say the American ladies, the American women, they don't know how to raise their kids.
That's correct.
Women, because my wife, she's American, and she knows how to raise my kids. They're 20 years old right now.
Because she's married to a Mexican who will have no other... You will not stand for a woman who will not know how to raise a child.
You know what? You wrong, man. You wrong. I didn't know so many things.
The Mexican man...
Will you listen to me, man?
No, but the reason why your woman knows how to take care of your child is because the Mexican man, he demands that the woman knows how to take care of the child. The American man, he does not demand that. He says, go get the Mexican. She will feed the baby. She will wipe the turd from the baby's pant area.
Okay.
She will,
Hey, now let me talk. You talk, now I talk. Okay.
Go ahead, Francisco.
You saying that the American women, they're cows, they don't... You know what? The American women, they are well educated. Most of them, they're so nice. You should be grateful to live in L.A.
I want to interrupt, Francisco. I want to interrupt. Is that many fat women coming into your store?
Right now, we've got to run. Yeah, it's 8:30. We're closing at 9 o'clock.
Because every time I hear that foghorn, it's a fat woman coming in the store.
Yes, sir. I'm awfully sorry.
Will you shut the hell up, man?
Hey, listen, you pick celery for a living. You don't tell a business owner what to do.
You're in the radio, be polite.
You're the Mexican man.
You're an idiot, man. You know the Mexican, they come here...
to the pig's nipple.
You know what? You know what I hate about the Mexicans that they come here, the women? You know what I hate? They go to welfare. They come here, they get pregnant, they got so many kids, they go to welfare.
You're talking about your wife, not mine.
All right, thanks. He sounds like a self-hating Mexican, huh?
Oh, you find a lot of these self-hating Mexicans. They want to come here. The first thing they want to do is to get rid of the cowboy hat and the cowboy boot. They want to begin to dance to this filth. Madonna, who's nothing more than a cow. Then they don't, because I remember when I grew up, and they run so grande, you know, the concertina, the mariachi.
Well, I'm a great, I love Mexico.
You're a cow that goes there to drink the tequila.
Don't call me a cow. I go down there because I appreciate that country. Here is Christy. Go ahead. Christy, go ahead.
Oh, hi.
Yes, hi.
I'm a first-time caller, Phil, but I had to take this opportunity. I've raised my own children. All of my friends have raised their own children. I have not known one person who has ever had a Mexican immigrant raising their children for them quite successfully.
Are you Mexican?
No.
And
I've had no Mexicans raising my family. And let me tell you something. I just spent about 2 weeks down in Mexico at Christmas time, and I saw how your kids are raised in Mexico, and it's really poor. We were building houses.
But you don't mind going down there, too.
We were feeding your children. We were, these kids that are raised so well by Mexican women and Mexican parents were starving. They had no clothes. They had no food.
Because the American government has cut them off from food. It is the Americans' fault that my children starve.
Wait a second. How do you figure that?
Because
America we were bringing food in. Food that we had to smuggle, by the way, because your government is so corrupt.
I am a true Latin man. I wear black. Oh, you think that's funny, huh?
I think you need to wear the cowbell.
You know something? Why do the cows love me when they come in to try on the lingerie? Because they know that I'm a gentleman.
Well, they wouldn't know it if they knew you were calling them.
I wouldn't know it at all. I would say that you're a pig, a chauvinistic pig.
If you met me and we were able to have some one-on-one, you would recognize that I have a knowledge of the world that far surpasses any man you have ever known. And I would look at you and I would say, la la, which is my way of saying you're lovely.
You wouldn't get the chance.
Really?
Yeah.
So if a man looks at you and he says, Christy, you don't think that
Well, sir, what we're talking about now is politics, not whether a woman's attractive or not.
All right.
I have a problem. Let me tell you something. If you have been totally oblivious to what our president has been doing, you would see that he is not going to be a coward to any tyrant, whether it's Fox, whether it's Saddam Hussein, whether it's any world tyrant. And Fox is a tyrant to his own country.
Well, I happen to agree with what Christy said.
How dare you?
Oh, it's dead
Speak of my country.
No, that's absolutely what's wrong.
George
The Mexican
is not
people.
he's not going to be a coward to your world leader.
George Bush was told by Vicente Fox in no uncertain terms he will open
I don't
the border.
care what he was told.
Cows need to have our nanny. I am a true Latin man. I wear black boots, the tight pants.
Good for you.
And you're not impressed.
I'm
not impressed.
happy for you. You
What
want
if
to
I
go
said
down
to you-
to you want to go spend some time. You want to go spend some time in Cali, Mexico, and why don't you donate your black boots to some kid who doesn't have any?
I don't give up my heritage like so many Mexicans who come to this country to get rid of
these
their
are the,
cowboy
these
hat.
are the children that you're telling us that are raised so well.
Christy, I would show you how to make your breasts dance.
Will you shut your mouth?
You're a pig.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
And because you can't argue what you're trying to argue, you can't argue intelligently with me about this because you have no defense.
I've told you, and all you've been able to do is insult my country. You insult my country. I've told you all of my reasons.
I'm not insulting your country.
Yes, you say that we starve our children.
I'm sorry for the people that live in your country.
You say we starve our children, and yet we come to America to take care of your filthy brats. Okay?
No,
and we come to your
children are
country.
not filthy. My children are just fine.
Your brats
you need to
who
get
go
a
out
clue.
and rape their own teachers and stick-up men in liquor stores and these kinds of things. American children.
And meanwhile, you got a foghorn going off because every fat woman that comes to the store has got to be humiliated.
It's fun. I'm having some fun.
I'm sorry, I don't buy the foghorn thing personally, Phil, but...
Well, I wear a green cummerbund, an open pirate shirt.
Serious issues.
Well, you know, Christy, let me just say to you, now that is...
Yeah, that's real sexy, man.
Why don't you get a better education next time you want to come on a show, a talk show, so that you can really discuss the issues?
Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me that Phi Beta Kappas are on radio talk shows? Ha ha! Phil, you get that one?
Oh, so in other words, we're all idiots.
No, you're not. This is not the McLaughlin group, though. I've come on your program. And what do I got to have a master's degree to talk on this stupid show?
But instead of talking to me with a sexual undertone and talk to me about the issues, you're saying that we can't raise our kids.
Will you turn that foghorn off?
I was just down in Mexico at Christmas time building houses for those kids who didn't have a home.
Well, Christy, let me be the first to say then, punch the ticket on your way out. The Padre will get you to heaven. Aren't you just a good little girl? Jesus. There goes another fat pig into my store, and I'm supposed to kiss your ass.
Don't kiss my ass.
All right, look, I gotta go.
I did it for kids, not for anybody like you.
Look at that, one fat slob after another coming into my store.
You sound like one of them.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks.
Look at that, one after the other, one after the other. Fat, 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 fat. And do you think anybody gives a sweet, holy Jesus? Look at that.
All right, let me... Oh, come on, man.
I can't do anything about it.
Donita, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to let him know that he is the poorest representative of his nationality I have ever heard in my life.
Are you Mexican?
I'm American. My husband is from Mexico. My children are both Mexican-American.
See? You
My
married a
daughter
Mexican.
is more intelligent than you. She's bilingual at 2 years old, and she's a better representative of her nationality.
Do you speak Spanish, Mr. Canosa?
Yes, I do.
Not you, Donita. Do you, Mr. Canosa?
No, I don't.
Why?
Oh,
I forgot. I forgot.
You
I have
forgot?
been speaking Spanish for 3 years because I chose to, not from my husband, but from other people, from the dictionaries and everything else. And you're telling me that I'm a better representative of your culture than you are?
You speak Spanish so you can order around the Mexican pool boy and the gardeners. That's
No,
why
no.
you speak.
First of all, I have 15 acres with a boarding business. I'm the one outside cleaning stalls. I'm the one out mowing the lawn while my husband works. So we can pay for our home.
Get the foghorn. Gee, these foghorns are driving me nuts, Donita.
I'm sorry.
Turn it off, please. God.
Okay, you want Spanish? No quiero Taco Bell. There, you happy? Good, sweet God. You know, Donita, your daughter is learning to speak Spanish so that when she is older and she becomes an American cow, she can tell all the Mexicans where to put the potted palm and how much fertilizer to put.
She's bilingual. You know why she's bilingual? And the same with my
you made her?
8-year-old son.
Because you forced her to be.
No, I don't. My daughter loves speaking Spanish, and she's going to have a lot more opportunities in this world than even somebody that claims to be Mexican like you.
Look, you know the only Mexican your daughter will need to know is dos más tequila.
No, the only important Mexican that she needs to know is her familia, como su papá y su mamá y su abuelas también. Nada como tú.
Hey.
You know what? I think
Okay, now hold on with that.
I think you are actually intelligent. I think you have a degree in ignorancy.
When your husband comes home from work, does he say, Donita, I'm home? Just like Ricky Ricardo. That's what I hate about life.
And first of all, you dumbass, Ricky Ricardo was not from Mexico.
I know, but it's the same thing.
I know, but
they take you white women.
I forgot all you Hispanics look the same, right? And all you Negras, right? That's ignorant.
Donita, if you knew what was right for your daughter, you would teach her how to be a nanny. You would teach her how to be a nanny, then teach the pig to put the baby to the nipple.
No, you wouldn't. I would teach her to whoop people's butt like you.
The only Mexican Spanish your daughter will ever need to know is dos tequila, más sin salte, and that, you know, like, and do you have the chimichanga today? Jesus! Why am I the only...
Okay, would you knock it up? Donita, thank you.
You are so welcome.
You know, bilingual is terrific for kids, learning another language. And I told my daughter, I said I'd like her to...
Yeah, can I go now?
Would you just shut up for a minute? I told my daughter I'd love her to learn Spanish. Living in California the way we do, especially. So I believe...
I'm sorry, it was another fat woman.
All right, thanks. Anyway, Donita, thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you very much.
Sorry.
1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show.
The Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686. We eat kittens.
The Phil Hendry Show is back. 1-800-449-8686.
I'm sorry, I just saw this quote here from Margaret.
This is the Phil Hendry Show.
I want to talk to the Vice President of Syndication now for the Phil Hendry Show, David G. Hall, who's at actually a management meeting right now. And, David, are you there?
I'm right here, Phil.
All right. The question I had is, I understand people in management in Las Vegas, we just got back from our trip to Vegas, didn't have to pay for their rooms or their room expenses. The management people didn't have to.
That is correct.
Now, I just got the bill here for one bottle of Patron tequila. It was $500.
That's from the Raw?
That was from the Raw nightclub. I'm not begrudging them the price, but I got the bill for it.
That's a high-class club.
Why do I have to pay for that?
Because you're not in management. I think what goes on, people don't really understand. Management traditionally gets its expenses paid for, while people who are not in management have to pick up a lot of their expenses. And so, not to anticipate your next question, but we get our expenses paid for because without our good ideas and guidance, you wouldn't have a job. We are the engine that really runs corporations, management people.
And this is standard throughout the...
Yeah, this is standard throughout business. Management people, that is supervisors, general managers, ad infinitum, we get, at least here in our business, we get our expenses paid for. You don't. The reason, again, all of the good ideas and all of the ingenuity and creativity that runs a corporation comes from management. You remember that guy Kozlowski from Tyco?
Well, that's the guy that spent $2 million of the company's money to pay for his wife's 40th birthday?
Well, that's what they say, yeah.
I mean, $2 million of the company's money to give his wife a 40th birthday party.
But you have to understand he is entitled to that because he is the CEO of the company. And
well, he's not entitled to mismanage the company's money.
Why do you call that mismanaged? See, to me, that's...
Why do I call it mismanaged? $2 million of the company's money he spent...
I know, on his wife's 40th birthday.
1-800-449-8686. Now, Phil Hendry.
Well, the high school football season has kicked off. We want to bring on, just to take a look not only at high school football, but we certainly want to talk about high school in general. Many of you parents, with us is Vernon Dozier. He's a health teacher at Belmar Academy in South Pasadena. Vernon, thanks for joining us. You're also the football coach, though, aren't you?
The last 10 years, Phil, that's exactly right. I've been a football coach at Belmar Academy, and we're very happy to have won our division title for those 10 years.
Congratulations. And you are also the health teacher?
That is correct. I've been teaching what we call human health and health sciences at the high school, as well as coaching football.
Well, it must be very challenging.
Well, it is challenging, especially when you live the way I do. Well, I try to get kids on the right track. When I was...
And when you say that, why?
Well, as I say, when I was married, my wife... when I first married my wife, she was a blonde. She was a out-of-the-bottle blonde, but she was a blonde. And I can tell you, and you probably know this as a man, Phil, I don't think there's anything sexier than a blonde woman. We've been married for 10 years, and this is why I related to teaching kids human sexuality. While I try to teach these kids how to normally relate to a woman, I have problems myself in my home.
Problems with what? Problems with your own wife?
Well, yes, I do, because of the fact that after 5 years, she went from being a blonde, then she let it go back to brown. And we had great sex, and it all went away, and I'd always wanted a son. So it's difficult, I'm sure you understand, to teach kids human sexuality and how to relate normally as human beings. And at the same time, in my home, I haven't had normal relations with my wife for 5 years.
That's an admission that I don't know whether to admire you for. I'm going to say that I admire you for it, but I have to tell you, you're saying that, are you outside, by the way?
I'm out near our practice field, so forgive me. We're concluding our two-a-days before our game on Friday.
Okay. I have to tell you that, go back in time and tell me, your relationship went down the drain with your wife because of her hair?
Well, because of what she had promised me, but that is...
Because she doesn't have blonde hair? Is that right?
Let me ask you something, Phil. What color is your wife's hair?
I don't understand.
What color is your wife's hair? Because I have met your wife, so...
My wife's a blonde.
Thank you. And is it the best sex that you've ever had?
I think that is entirely inappropriate to ask me that question.
Well, I think I know the answer. You love your wife.
I have a very healthy relationship with my wife, yes.
Okay, so thank you. Now, as I was saying, she's let her hair go, so you have the best sex of your life. Your wife is blonde, and my wife was a blonde. We had tremendous sex for the first 5 years, and then she let it go back to brown. And we have not normally related in the last 5 years. And she knows what she's done. She knew what she did. She knew what she did to our marriage and to our relationship when she decided to basically emasculate me and debase herself by letting her hair go back to brown like some kind of a street hustling rock whore. And
well, how did she debase herself?
She just let me finish my point. So last year she told me that it was one of the happiest days of my life that she would go back to being a blonde on my 40th birthday. Okay?
I follow.
All right. So she'd also said that she would have her area shaved, which I don't know if that's pertinent or anything, but it is exciting because when you want to...
Why is that pertinent?
Because when a woman has, if she's blonde and then the area is dark, it blows the effect. So it's got to get...
All right.
So
I don't know what any of this really has to do. I brought you on the program. I understand my producer said this has to do with when you're teaching kids human sexuality, it helps for you to have a healthy sexual relationship.
That is correct.
All right, but... for you to come on and tell me particulars of your marriage that you haven't had normal sexual relations with your wife because she changed her hair color.
Yeah, but you see, you're trying to make it sound like it's my problem, and it is not my problem.
Well, whose problem is it?
It is my wife's problem. She knew that I married her because she was a blonde, because blondes are very sexy, and we had great sex. When she let it go back to brown, that's when things turned for us. And I have been to several specialists, but I've not been able to maintain or achieve any normal ability to have relations in the last 3 years and 8 months. Now, she said she was going to change it back to blonde on my 40th birthday, which was back in July. She lied to me. She said that she was...
Did she change it?
She said she was going to. And on my birthday, July the 11th, 2002... I was going to turn 40 years of age. She walks into the living room and her hair is the same crap brown that it was the day before. Now I ask you, is that not a breach of trust? When I was looking forward to having normal sex with my wife, and she decides that she's not going to turn her hair blonde, but she's going to turn it, keep it brown.
And as a result, you and your wife to this day do not have normal relations?
No, as a result, we do not have normal relations. That's correct.
All right, I'm going to give our phone number out here. We're talking with Vernon Dozier. He's the he is the human health teacher at Belmar Academy. He's also a head football coach there. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Mr. Dozier, your wife had blonde hair. Is this the only reason why you married her?
No, it is not.
Well, then, what kind of a relationship have you had outside of sex?
We've got a great relationship. We have a great friendship. She is my best friend. We have wonderful times together. We have mutual interests.
But no sex?
But no sex, because she was a blonde, and then she didn't turn it... then she turned it back to brown about 3 years and 8 months ago. My wife has to come to terms with the fact she has seriously damaged our relationship. And what I'm trying to get her to see, and with the help of two therapists, we're trying to get her to see how she has lied and betrayed every decent instinct in our marriage. The fact that she had blonde hair, told me she'd turn it she had brown hair, and told me she'd turn it blonde on my birthday. And then I walk in, and it's still brown. And I was so looking forward to having an erection for the first time in 3 years, and looking forward for the first time to the normal ability to have a son. And she has betrayed me, and she has lied to me.
It sounds like it's an emotional time for you.
You better believe it.
All right, and I know...
Now, you have to understand, Mr. Henry, again, I haven't had the ability to relate normally. All right? Right.
I think she's rebelling against you, and she wants to be who she is.
Well, one of the problems with a lot of you talk show hosts is you won't believe you have some degree in psychology. And
No, sir, I do not believe that I have a degree in psychology. I just think that she is rebelling against who she is. You believe the failure of your marriage is her fault?
When she refuses to go back to being a blonde and gives us a shot at being normal and a shot at being sexually healthy people, you bet I do. Marilyn Monroe, Jane Mansfield, Madonna, Christina Aguilera, Jean Harlow, Farrah Fawcett.
All right, these are all famous.
Gwen Stefani. Hold on for a minute. Hold on. Gwen Stefani.
Famous blondes, huh?
Hold on for a minute. Suzanne Summers. Sarah Jessica Parker. Cameron Diaz. Heather Graham, and on. These are sexy women, and there's that other little thing about them that maybe you heard about. Oh, yeah, they're blonde. Okay? And I don't mean to be crude, but I challenge you, Mr. Henry, right here and now, to tell me that you wouldn't pound your puppet to a picture of anyone.
Okay, I think that your point is made.
No, but you understand what I'm saying. And it's like being married to Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde. The first 4 years she was Mrs. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde, I forget who. And for the past 3 years and 8 months, I've got Mr. and Mrs. Hyde. And to me, it is wrong.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Sherry, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show. Vernon Dozier is health coach, is the health teacher and football coach at Belmar Academy. Go ahead, Sherry.
Hi.
Yes,
I just want to make a comment to Hank. I want to know, since when the heck has marriage been based upon hair color? I mean, she's still who she is regardless of her hair color.
Yes, ma'am.
Her body parts do not change regardless of what hair color she is. And you, as a health teacher, should know that the roots come from the inside, not out of a bottle.
Okay.
So maybe it takes more to maintain than it does for you to put some effort in it. Maybe it's your libido that's going downhill, not her look.
No, because everything about our marriage is great.
You said you had a good marriage?
We've got a wonderful marriage. I love her. She's my best friend. We enjoy the same things.
How can you say that she's your best friend when you're telling this lady she needs to change her hair color?
No,
Don't
in
you
order for us to have sex,
if you are truly in love with this person, as you say you do, then you should not expect her to do things she doesn't want to.
Could I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Are you blonde?
Yes, I am.
See, I can tell because you're exciting to listen. Oh, excuse me.
Sherry, could you watch your language, please? Sherry?
Yes.
Could you watch your language, please?
Why do you think
I apologize.
Why do you think I'm full of it? I said you sound
I
exciting.
think that you're a whack job. I think that you've colored your hair too much for you to think something like this.
You're
and
blonde.
As a health teacher,
How did I know you were blonde? How did I know you were blonde?
Because you just
you've got
assume.
fire? Because you've got fire?
You know what they say about people who assume?
No. Wait a second.
Think about it.
Assumption is the mother of all screw-ups, is what I've heard, Sherry.
Well, hold on for a minute. Sherry, as soon as you started talking, I could tell you had that kind of little girl voice, and it was exciting to talk to you.
That's not because my hair is blonde. That's because God gave me vocal cords.
No, but you've got opinion, and you sound almost youthful, and you...
That comes from within, and if you didn't beat your wife down all the time about her hair color, maybe she would tell you like it is, too.
I just wanted to ask
you need
question.
to grow up, buddy. If you tit for tat, if you want her hair blonde, you should dye yours blonde. And you sound like you're bald. Are you bald?
I have a receding hairline, yeah.
Well, see, how did I figure that?
All right,
I hope your age isn't the size of your IQ, because I think you're a very materialistic person to base your marriage upon your color. You're not so smart yourself.
Oh, you sound interesting. Has anyone grabbed your hair from behind?
What are you talking about?
It's just that she has a very sexual...
What do you mean, has anybody grabbed her hair from behind?
This is the type of man we're dealing with. He has no intelligence other than below the belt.
God, you sound cute.
All right, look at...
And you're disgusting.
Are you trying to say that all you want is a bimbo? Is that what you're saying?
Every man wants a woman who just won't be a brain surgeon. You want a woman who will just...
So you're saying Sherry's not a brain surgeon, is that it? You're saying Sherry's stupid?
No, I'm not.
Well, that's what you're saying. You're saying she sounds like a blonde.
No, she just isn't somebody who's
Buddy,
going to win.
get on a respirator. You sound like you're losing it there.
She's not the kind of woman that's going to win a lot of arguments from me. Let me put it that way.
What does that mean?
I'm smarter than her. I think, Sherry, wouldn't you agree that I'm smarter than you?
I think, buddy, you have a better chance with the toilet ball.
With a toilet ball?
Yeah.
Sherry, thank you for your call. 1-800-449-8686. You got a dichotomy here. Are blondes, does a man want a kind of a Cupid doll, blonde, kind of a dumb bimbo to have sex with, or does he want an all-around woman to spend his life with? And you've got a conflict going on here with Mr. Dozier, whose wife was a blonde, but let her hair go back to its natural color. And when she did, their sexual life went down the tubes. He says intellectually he loves her. She's his best friend. But when she had blonde hair, they had exciting sex. And this guy teaches kids health and sex education at Belmar Academy, one of the prominent private schools on the West Coast. He's also the football coach. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. We'll be back with Vernon Dozier. This is the Phil Hendry Show. Back in a moment.
One 1-800-449-8686. And now more on the Phil Hendry Show.
Vernon Dozier with me is the sex education and health teacher from Belmar Academy. He's also the football coach there. What would you say? How does all of this relate? You and your wife, since she decided not to be a blonde anymore, haven't had sex, and once she becomes a blonde, you'll feel confident you'll have sex with her.
Well, she had promised me, Phil, that she would,
and that was on your 40th birthday.
Yes, it was on my 40th, and then she didn't do it. And her excuse was she wanted to just be herself. And I think any time you hear a woman say the following words, I just want to be myself, you might as well take your penis and throw it out the window of the car as you're driving down the street, because that's exactly what she would do if you were taking a nap.
You think it's an emasculating thing?
When a woman says, I just want to be who I am, I think what that says is she wants to distance herself from you. And when she wants to distance herself from you, you can forget about her shaving it or whatever it is that helps the relationship.
All right, 1-800-449-8686 as we talk to Mr. Dozier. And I got to ask you one of these times, not right now, Mr. Dozier, how you relate to the kids in the class. Roberta, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Hi. I couldn't help but calling to comment on this man. He needs his head examined. Something is absolutely wrong if all
Marilyn
the woman
Monroe,
can see was the color of her hair.
Jane Mansfield, Madonna, Christina Aguilera, Jean
Jacqueline
Harlow,
Smith,
Farrah Fawcett,
Catherine Zeta-Jones, I can name a million brunettes.
Suzanne Summers. These are all women, okay, who are the sexiest women of the last century. Marilyn Monroe was a blonde.
Okay, you know what it boils down to? Sex is the only thing that matters in your relationship.
No, it's not. No,
Very
it's not.
good. Well,
I stayed with my wife. I've stayed with my wife, even though we haven't had sex, haven't I?
And you do her a big favor if you didn't.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How do you figure that? I mean,
because if that's all, if you can only see her with blonde hair and you can't see her inner self, then she needs you like she needs a hole in the head.
What about the son that I want? When am I going to get to have that? And how come she promised to?
Well, now wait a minute. Having a child versus not having a child is another whole ballgame. That has nothing to do with her being blonde or brunette.
Well, yes, it does. Because if she changes her hair to blonde, then I can have normal relations with her.
No, excuse me. You have a problem, mister. You have a problem, and I cannot believe that you are a sex education teacher. And if you were my child's sex education teacher, I'd take them out of your class so fast your head would spin.
Then how come I won Teacher of the Year last year?
I haven't got a clue.
Oh, well, and then that shows you how much you know.
Because there must be a lot of other sickies just like you voting, okay?
You know something? My wife said she wanted to, quote, be herself. And that's what those Lilith Fair gals do. That's what the lesbians say. That's what Oprah says. Oprah made my wife look like a dog.
Well, I have something else to tell you. I happen to be a brunette, and I happen to have a brain, and that's what my husband appreciates in me, not just sex.
Oh, I can tell, see? The last girl who was a blonde was exciting.
Yeah, because you think she was
I'm
stupid.
not exciting because I'm putting you in your place. That's why I'm not exciting.
Well, no man likes to have it cut off and thrown in the street.
Exactly, and that's what should happen to you.
No, that's what you're doing. She married me blonde, then she changed her hair color. I call that false advertising, and in the professional world...
that's bull crap. The color of your hair has nothing to do with your relationship.
Ma'am, in the professional world, that's against the law.
What's against the law?
False advertising.
Are you a lawyer too?
False advertising. You don't have to be a lawyer.
Wait a minute.
That's
a woman
not
can have any
false
color.
advertising. She wasn't blonde to begin with. Did you know it came out of a bottle?
You know what? I can tell you're a brunette because my manhood is lying like a sleeping dog talking to you. And my wife...
Well, I would hope it would because it would have to.
No, I would tell you that my wife, who had been a blonde, why did she promise me? I'll tell you why. Because she wanted to see me sweat. Because then that morning she walked in...
You are sick. That's all I can say.
The reason why I say that is you're a brunette.
No, the reason why she says that is and again, you teach health.
I was teacher of the year 2 years ago in the 5th district. What if you bought a white car and it suddenly turned brown? Would you be happy?
There is no comparison. Are you comparing your wife with a car?
Yes, I am. They're both things that men love, cars and women.
Well,
Roberta, I got to take a break. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Vernon Dozier is a sex education teacher at Belmar Academy, where he incidentally said his wife was a blonde. Now she doesn't have blonde hair anymore, and he can't have normal sex with her. We'll be back. 1-800-449-8686.
1-800-449-8686.
This is High School Focus. With me is Vernon Dozier. He's a high school health teacher and high school football coach at Belmar Academy. But we've kind of gotten off of that, Vernon. We're talking about you and your wife. And
well, this relates to the kids, though, because it's important for kids to understand, especially young men to understand, that once a woman tries to push herself away, my wife, who I've told you about the fact that she's not a blonde any longer, is a woman that used to sit in my lap. And I could say things to her like, "Have you been a good girl today?" And she'd say, "No, I haven't." I said, "Well, Daddy's gonna have to spank you." And these are things, Phil, that...
Well, isn't all of that stuff a little childish and sexually objectifying?
Well, all of those words you're using to me, Phil, that proves to me that you have had your penis in your wife's back pocket for a long...
Wait a second, pal. The fact is, it's fine, it's cute, it's fun, but to base an entire relationship on it.
All I could tell you is when my wife was a blonde, I could come to the door at night, she'd throw herself into my lap, already in the baby doll nightie, already with the little high heels and the baby doll socks. She had pink lipstick and pink nail polish. She had, man, I'm thinking about it now. I mean, all I'd ask you to do, Mr. Hendry, is to get your penis out of your wife's coin purse and listen to the things that I'm...
Well, wait. How do you know I don't do any of that stuff with my wife?
Buddy?
I mean, I have a blonde wife, and my blonde wife, by the way, has got brains, too.
Yeah, but I bet she does what you want her to do. Okay? When it gets dark outside, the two of you are alone. I bet she does what happens.
You know what? If she does or if she doesn't, it's nothing I'm going to share with you. Nothing I'm going to share with you. 1-800-449-8686.
I tell the young girls in my health class that
I want to go to a phone call.
I tell the young girls in my health class that the only way they'll be attracted to men is if they dye their hair blonde. And I demonstrate with the blonde girls in class how attractive they are to men. My ex-blonde wife is 25. How old is yours?
Never mind how old my wife is.
Well...
I also have a note here from a member of your football team. All of the players on the football team are supposed to dye their hair blonde.
Because it looks clean on men, not for any sexual purpose, and I really resent where you're going with that, because it looks cleaner on men.
So you like blonde-haired men because they look cleaner, and blonde-haired women because they're sexier. Here is Patty on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello, Patty, go ahead.
Vernon, I don't think your issue has to do with hair color. I think you have a deeper problem.
Oh, here we go. You've watched just enough Oprah. You're a psychologist, too, huh?
No, I'm a professional like you are.
Oh.
I'm just going to say, I think you have low self-esteem. I think you sound like a pedophile.
Yeah, well, you don't have a college degree.
You like the voices to sound childlike. You like when your wife dresses and wears pink.
Yeah, a lot of guys do.
That's not normal. That's not normal for a mature man.
Maybe from a woman it's not normal, but ask the guys out there whether they like a woman.
No, my husband likes a real woman. The men I know like
how do we know your husband's not normal?
They don't want to have sex with young children.
Okay, Dr. Phil.
And as far as you can't have an erection because your wife's not blonde, it's not her job to give you an erection.
Okay, Dr. Phil.
And Vernon, how long have you been married?
I've been married 10 years, you ball-busting...
Okay, now watch it, okay?
Now wait,
no, that's
Vernon.
what she is. She's a ball-buster.
Let's go over to Mike. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to clarify.
Oh, so here's a guy. So maybe he understands.
Yeah, your name is Vernon, right?
Yeah, what's yours?
My name is Mike. Buddy, is this? Am I to understand that you can't get an erection unless
I've been talking
you're blonde?
for 40 minutes, pal. Have you been listening?
Yeah, actually, I have.
Okay.
But
what do you need?
What I need is
what more can I fill you in on?
I need to understand why you can't get an erection if your wife isn't blonde.
Because blondes are sexy.
Like, does she not have body parts, man?
Okay, so do you have a wife?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Yeah? Well, what color's her hair?
Well, her hair color is neither here nor there with you.
Yeah, it is. What color's her hair?
Oh, she's a major blonde, man.
Well, then you know what I'm talking about, you idiot. So why are you calling me up and talking to me about this stuff for?
Well, because you're making yourself look like a fool.
No, I'm not. Your wife's a blonde.
Sure.
Henry's wife's a blonde. What are you guys calling in for?
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
I've had lots of women. This whole thing of you
How long you been
saying
married,
that...
son?
Listen, man, you want to let me talk, or am I going to have to come over there?
Let's go over here to Sean. Sean, go ahead.
Yes, you are an utterly repulsive man. You are infatuated with this woman's hair color, and you don't love her.
Are you talking
You don't love her. She is an object. She is a toy.
Are you talking to the host of the show?
She's not a person. You're utterly repulsive.
Are you talking to the host of the show or to me? I don't know who you're talking to.
The man on the radio.
Well, there's two of us.
The gentleman that's infatuated with his wife's hair color.
Oh, that'd be the other guy, Mr. Henry.
No, it isn't. It's you.
No, it's not. It's you.
It's you.
It's you.
You are a sorry
No,
scum.
Henry's the guy.
I am a blonde.
No, you're not.
I am a blonde.
No, you're not. You're black.
Excuse me?
I said you're black, and you know you're black. So don't try to come
I think
in here.
you better... Oh, no, I think you better stop and think again.
Lady,
I am just as white as you are.
You are African-American.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Look, sir.
I don't think so. You are utterly repulsive. I am white.
Sir, why don't you put your wife on the line?
What do you mean, sir?
Sir, this is a female. I am more female than your wife, evidently.
Look, you may have a yellow do-rag on, but you're black.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Where are we
My
going
daughter
with all
has
this,
blonde
all right?
hair and blue eyes. Is she a stupid bimbo?
Well, you might have a white husband, but you're black.
Look,
No,
where
I'm
are we
white.
going with all of this?
I'm white.
I won't take this
You're
from
just utterly
an
repulsive.
African-American woman, okay?
You make women's skin crawl listening to your voice.
I make your skin crawl, but other
No,
women...
you make
other
women
love me.
skin crawl. You give men a bad name.
Look, you're more female for what, the last 5 years?
Huh?
You must have bought that daughter. No way you could have popped out a blonde kid.
There's no way I could have popped out a blonde kid?
That's right.
How do you figure that?
Look, Jemima.
I'm sorry, I don't take up your habits and buy things off the black market.
Take off that speckled do-rag and go in and make me some flapjacks.
Oh, I think you better kiss my ass.
You know, all I need
And I'm
for you
going
to
to
do...
tell you that on national radio.
How do you know it's national radio?
Because I was just listening to my radio.
Here's what you do, Sean. Go into the service porch, get that
Why don't
hamper
you
full of
go
laundry
and
finish
stick your
it up.
head up your butt as far as you can get it? Maybe then you can see reality.
Tub needs scrubbing.
Your wife is a brunette. Be happy with her. You need to love her for who she is, not for what her hair color is.
Look at rerun.
If she has cancer and loses all her hair, you going to throw her out?
You got work to do, so get to it.
All right. I think what we have there is a situation where this man teaches high school health and sex education, is a football coach, and has come unbalanced at some point in the last 40 minutes. Because now everybody's black. That's Vernon Dozier. He can't have normal relations with his wife. She used to be a blonde, but now she let her hair grow out. 1-800-449-8686. This is the Phil Hendry Show.
Phil Hendry, 1-800-449-8686.
Nice to be back home.
The Bill Henry Show is back. 1-800-449-8686.
I just want to ask you a question. I got Jeff Dowder on the line from Caltech. Can you tell me, Jeff, if how long does it take, first of all, for a spacecraft to fly to Mars, as opposed to just I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking of. But how long would men have to be in space?
Well, first of all, Phil, the trip to Mars it's time consuming because of the distance. We're talking about a distance of probably anywhere from, in terms of time, anywhere from 10 to 12 months, depending upon the position of Mars at that time, its relationship to Earth. But it can be done, and it certainly can be done now with the new warp drive engines that they're working on at NASA, through Teledyne, through Martin Marietta, and some of these other corporations. Also, Grumman has developed a warp coil using a dilithium crystal, which can also be utilized for this kind of travel, because we are approaching the time now where we could probably do warp speed or speed at the speed of light, or travel at the speed of light.
By the way, I'm talking with Jeff Dowder from Caltech, 1-800-449-8686. I don't know any of the stuff. You can understand, I'm not a scientist. When you say a warp coil...
Yeah, a warp coil is just a component of a advanced style engine using a highly dense piece of matter to drive or to hyperdrive the engine, and that is to extend the ability of the engine to travel at the speed of light. Now, we have not mastered, obviously, the ability to travel at the speed of light, but we're approaching that. And using these dilithium crystals, because they're so dense, you're able to approach the speed of light because matter becomes denser the closer to the speed of light that you get to it. But the dilithium crystal is a dense piece of matter right there, so you don't have to worry about or be concerned with yourself or anybody else, assuming that state. So the warp engine really mixes matter and antimatter into a fuel that causes a super acceleration, I guess, is what we're talking about.
All right, so using how long are we away from doing this?
Oh, I would say probably President Bush spoke of a major manned-Mars mission, I believe, sometime in the beginning of the third decade of this century. So I would assume 15 years or so, but we could certainly have that in a short period of time.
And how much would it cut down on a trip to Mars in terms of time? You're talking 10 to 12 months right now?
10 to 12 months right now, using a warp coil and using a matter-antimatter fuel, we could, I'm trying to do the math right now, increase the speed somewhere in the neighborhood of probably about 100,000 feet per second. You're talking about probably a trip to Mars taking no more than a week and a half.
Wow, that's the kind of space travel that I guess most of us regular people who are not educated would imagine. Because I spending months in space.
Well, it's not a practical thing. There's been discussions and a lot of science fiction theorizing about suspended animation, cooling the body temperature, and these kinds of things. I don't think that those are. I really think that is strictly conversation for science fiction. We're talking about hard reality here, where you can utilize these warp coils, warp engines, dilithium crystals, and the like to achieve a reality of space travel.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Let's go to Eric. Hello, Eric. You're on with Jeff Dowder.
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to comment on what planet are we farming these dilithium crystals off of?
I don't understand.
Well, dilithium crystals is exactly what Captain Kirk uses to power his Enterprise with the warp coils.
So what is your point?
So my point is I want to dispute your credentials as being a Caltech person.
Captain who are you talking about? Captain who?
I'm talking about
Kirk?
Captain Kirk
of the TV
Captain
show?
Picard, yes, off the TV show. You're absolutely quoting all the information that a Trekkie would know, being a Star Trek enthusiast.
Let me ask you a question here.
Sure.
This guy is, what we're talking about is traveling to Mars. You're telling me this is stuff that's off a TV show?
It's possible that they're using on a television show things that are already known to scientists. I don't understand the man's call.
Well, just to make it a simple fact here, Gene Roddenberry in 1967 was writing Star Trek.
The crystals I'm talking about regulate the matter-antimatter reaction, which in turn creates a massive energy.
Right, and that's what Gene Roddenberry's been saying since 1967.
And who is he?
He was the writer of a science fiction TV series.
I don't know.
Called Star Trek.
Gene Blueberry or whatever this guy's saying. But I'm saying...
Well, wait a minute. Okay, so what are you telling me, Eric, that this is stuff from a TV show?
Yeah, I'm telling you the gentleman from Caltech is quoting you facts that he's gotten off a TV show, and I doubt that he's actually attended any type of university or college.
Okay, well, I'm...
You know what? You could both go straight to the corner of creation known as Hades. Good night.
Did he hang up?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I was just told to go to hell, I guess.
Was that the Caltech individual there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he was definitely...
well, I'm not familiar. I don't watch a lot of this kind of television. What you're telling me is the stuff that he was talking about was created on a science fiction TV show?
Yeah, there's a science fiction TV show that's been going on since the early...
Okay, hold on for a minute, Eric. Did you call back, sir?
Yes, I did, sir.
Okay, if you want to stay on the air with me, then you hang up. Don't hang up on me.
Okay. I want to ask this gentleman, are you telling me that what I've been talking with Mr. Henry about was on a TV show with a man named Mr. Kirk?
Not only has it been on a TV show, but there are 5 movies, all titled Star Trek 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and beyond, Space and Beyond, and so forth. This series has been on TV for 40 years, and all the information that you are giving the crowd here is from that show.
Are you on acid or something? You know what? The both of you can go to hell or the planet Kronos, which is very much like hell on account it smells like sulfur and rotten eggs. Good evening to you.
Okay. Eric, thanks a lot. I think I got my answer, man.
Hey, no problem.
All right, thanks. So Eric tells us that dilithium crystals don't exist. None of this stuff exists. Warp coil, none of that.
That's correct.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
Eric is a Star Trek fan who tells me that this doubter that I just had on is a liar because warp coils and dilithium crystals, they're not working on anywhere. That's all that comes out of a script for a science fiction television show. So as far as, I apologize to my audience, and as far as we're concerned, I guess we're not going to be traveling to Mars at warp speed anytime soon. Yeah, you called back?
But live long and prosper, you jackass.
Okay, well, 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show.
Phil Hendry, 686.
Massachusetts High Court has made it basically constitutional, I guess, or said it is constitutional for gay marriage to exist in that state. Doug Danger is on the line with us to talk about this. We don't really talk about gay issues with you, Doug, per se, but you are out as a gay man. And I know you're working on a piece for the Orange County Courier. Doug appears in the Courier once a week as their entertainment writer. Thanks for joining us.
Phil, it's my pleasure.
Tell us about the piece and tell us what you found out so far.
First thing to understand about me, Phil, is I am a gay man. I am a gay journalist. I usually just write about the entertainment business. I stay clear of gay issues because I don't want people to only see me as dealing with gay issues. But I have I've decided to do a series on gay marriage, especially in light of the High Court ruling in Massachusetts. I am a gay man and a gay journalist, and I think as a gay journalist, I bring a perspective that straight journalists don't have.
Well, yours is a kind of a man-on-the-street thing, right?
Well, that's true. As a gay man and a gay journalist, I think I can get more of a truthful response out of people, or at least find out where they really stand on gay marriage, because I know who to ask in these man-on-the-street surveys, and I'm not really, trying to be diplomatic, as a straight journalist might. I just go right ahead and I ask the hard questions because as a gay man and a gay journalist,
I'm able, I think, to be a little bit more honest.
All right, give me an example of the people you've been approaching and the kind of responses you've gotten on the question of gay marriage. Where does the average American stand?
Well, for instance, I was in Avon's supermarket, I think it was over here near the beach on Tuesday, and I saw this checker. Now, grocery store checkout people, for the most part, a lot of the demographic information we have on them, they're lower income, they're not particularly highly educated people, usually a single mother who does not have the ability to grasp perhaps more sophisticated issues. This one checker...
now, this was a female grocery store checker?
That's right. Her name was Sandy, and I told her that I was a journalist. I didn't mention my orientation. I said I'm a journalist, and I asked her, I said, I'm writing a piece for the Orange County Courier newspaper. What do you think about gay marriage? And she said that she was against it on religious grounds. And so then I said, you know, and once again, which is also a very standard argument for undereducated people to use, they're against it on religious grounds. So I said, well, Sandy, I also happen to be gay. Now what do you think about it? And sure enough, she looked stunned, and she started to stammer. And everything I knew would happen did happen. She apologized, said maybe it isn't so bad after all, and we shook hands. And she recognized how she really felt about it. See, I'm gay, and as a gay man and a gay journalist, I have the ability to get the real answers people don't want to give. People lie so much when it comes to these surveys that it's really just disgusting. But we're able, I think, in this piece that I'm writing for the Courier this Sunday, I think people are going to see the real responses.
So you said, I'm a journalist, I'm doing a survey, what do you think about gay marriage? And she said, well, I'm against it on religious grounds, which you say supermarket checkout people are lower income, so they're generally against gay marriage on religious grounds. Is that what you said?
Yes, that's correct.
And then she said, and then you said, well, I also happen to be gay. Now how do you feel about it? Is that what you said?
Well, the wording is very important. I said, well, I also happen to be a gay man and a gay journalist. Now tell me what you think of gay marriage. And she, what happens, Phil, is that people recognize how they really feel about it. When you confront them with truth, they have no choice but to redirect the truth at you.
All right, what other kinds of professions? Our number, by the way, 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686. Doug Danger talking to people about gay marriage. What other kind of professions did you engage in this survey?
Well, I took my car. I'd taken a car in for 30,000-mile service, and I thought that would be a good place. Auto mechanics, auto repairmen, also the cashiers that work in these places, they're all, for the most part, traditionally undereducated people as well. One of the mechanics there is a guy by the name of Ray that everybody said I should talk to. So I said, I'm a journalist, and what do you think about gay marriage? And he said what I thought he would. He said, well, he didn't like, and he used the F word.
Okay, the
fags. He said he didn't like fags. And then I said, well, I'm also gay. Now tell me what you think about it. And sure enough, he rethought his position. He apologized, and we shook hands. When you confront people with the truth, I'm gay, they can't help but be truthful.
This guy, the auto mechanic, and the woman, the cashier, who you say auto mechanics and cashiers are traditionally undereducated, does that mean they're misinformed? Or
well, they have a hard time grasping. And I don't want to say anything because I know there's an awful lot of very, very, very devoted public people who are devoted to their country and learning the news who work as cashiers, but they have a harder time grasping it. And also because they work with the public, they have a hard time at being honest. Because the first thing you're taught as a cashier is